Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery. It's a Friday morning, June 16th, 2023. We get together with our distribution partners most weekday mornings at this time to talk about strategies, tips, techniques, share success stories, and to support each of you. We've had some really exciting topics this week. Yesterday, we talked about our new affinity platform, where instead of looking for individuals that would like a free funding proposal, we actually go to key influencers like chambers, churches, and business organizations and work with their entire sphere of influence. So if you missed yesterday's training on Thursday, June 15th, I certainly encourage you to go back and view it. Today is an equally important topic, and it is serving a couple purposes. Both our clients that come in that do not receive a cash funding offer, and then our clients that are looking to build their credit profile. So without any more ado, let's go ahead and dig in today's topic, which is the announcement of new credit builder loans. Now, these credit builder loans are not an internally offered resource. It's through a third party, and we've recently formed a relationship with a nonprofit micro lender. So I think we all understand what nonprofit is. Businesses can be for-profit or nonprofit. Micro lender means it is an organization that's focused on lending money, but typically it's smaller amounts. And you might say, well, why would we want to do that? Well, if we're trying to get the client's profile strong enough to be able to qualify for a larger amount, we may have to make an incremental step. And if clients have enrolled in the access to capital, we know that we want to get them their first tranche of funding as soon as possible so they're able to pay that refundable deposit so we can build their loan package. And so a micro lender might be what we need to do. All right, so let's do first a background on credit builder loans. And then from there, we'll move on to our specific solution. So this may be redundant for many of you, but what is a credit builder loan? A credit builder loan is typically a guaranteed approval loan that's designed for businesses, startups, and individuals who would otherwise be unable to get financing. So credit builder loans are kind of the safety net when someone or a business can't get approved otherwise, and that's why it's underlined here. It works really well for two audiences: those who don't have a credit history and those whose credit history isn't so strong that they're looking to rebuild. There are no hard inquiries to apply typically for credit builder loans because we don't want to further damage their credit profile. And usually there are no minimum credit scores to qualify. So who typically participates in credit builder loans? People that have challenged credit, because if they had good credit or great credit, they probably wouldn't need the credit builder loan. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so then that takes us to the question, well, why would someone want a credit builder loan? Well, it provides a cash loan to those who couldn't otherwise get approved. It's a new trade line reporting on their credit profile that demonstrates the ability to consistently make on-time payments. Because you and I know that the recipe for great credit is the presence of positive and the absence of negative. So we need to have the good. We need to show that we have been extended credit and we've paid as agreed. And so a credit builder loan can serve in that capacity. Thus, it can help people improve their credit scores and increase their overall profile. I think sometimes people merge those two, but they're not the same. So the credit score is that 3-digit score that summarizes our credit worthiness or alternatively our riskiness. The higher the score, the better. But separate from the credit score is the credit profile, which are all the details. For instance, the trade lines that are on the profile that certainly impact the score. So what you and I can do with our credit builder loans is help individuals. Certainly, it should statistically improve their credit score, but it certainly does improve their profile, which allows them to qualify for larger loans, larger financing. Make sense? All right, so now let's go ahead and get into the new credit builder loan offering. So rather than continuing to offer the in-house 0% financing, so in the past, what we had done is we had offered for clients that enrolled in access to capital, if they didn't get any cash funding offers, we offered them the 0% financing package. And to me, I thought that was reasonable, right? 0% interest, you can't dispute that. It was set up with low payments, but the payment frequency was a little bit faster than what many clients wanted. So we're going to close that down. Anyone that's on that, of course, will allow them to stay on it, but we're going to be migrating over very, very soon to our new lender partner that offers credit builder loans. So instead of the instead of the in-house 0% financing, for those folks that do not get a traditional cash loan, they'll be offered a credit builder loan. The new micro lender that we're working with is a nonprofit organization. It's female and Hispanic founded. They'll provide the credit reporting, which is important to be able to show responsibility and to build the profile like we just talked about. They are cash distribution loans. They offer excellent customer service, and they're actually in the process of becoming an SBA loan intermediary. And as an SBA loan intermediary for microloans, they'll be able to go up to $50,000. We're going to start with two types of credit builder loans through this intermediary. The first are the $2,500 credit builder loans. To no surprise, this is a perfect fit for those folks that enrolled in access to capital, but did not get any other cash funding options. We will not offer this as the primary option. It'll be the secondary, the backup. So in other words, clients with access to capital, they fill out the one-page funding app. You try to get them cash funding offers. And if they do not get any, then we will offer them a $2,500 credit builder loan. Why would the client want that? Well, as you probably know, or you should know, in the access to capital program, there's no upfront cost. But out of their first tranche, their first round of capital, they pay a $2,500 refundable deposit that allows us to move forward and build the client's loan package. Well, why would a client want a loan package? Well, that's what it takes to get a large capital raise, right? We need to show the lender when we're trying to go borrow large amounts that the business is credible enough. So whether it be the business plan or financial projections, making sure the client looks credible in terms of the 3 C's, credit, collateral, capacity, that's hugely important, right? That's the essential ingredient to be able to get a large business loan, is to look credible on paper. So instead of the client needing to pay for the loan package out of pocket, it is paid via a refundable deposit after the client's first tranche of capital. Normally, clients are getting 10, 20, 30,000, whatever cash offers. They receive that, then we invoice them for the refundable deposit. If a client should not receive any cash offers, then we will be offering them the credit builder loan. The credit builder loan will have monthly payments, not weekly, monthly. So people like that. That's what they're used to. And the way that we have it arranged, normally credit builder loans have an interest rate, sometimes a high interest rate, but we have worked it out with this lender so it literally has no interest. We're essentially incurring that. So that is outstanding. The second type of credit builder loan that we'll be offering is a $10,000 credit builder loan. So it's set up the same, it's just a different amount. And the reason that it would primarily be used is when we have clients that are enrolling in the collateral support program. Don't want to digress too far off, but if the client has a collateral shortfall, then we can provide $100,000 of receivables to them, typically within 24 hours. And then this would be the payment mechanism for them. Again, low monthly payments, 0% interest. I know there's a lot of interest and there's been inquiries about a larger trade line, and that is still being crafted. That is not yet available, but I think it will be soon. So what do we need to take away from this? So we're excited that we have a new lender relationship, a nonprofit micro lender that is offering our clients credit builder loans. Credit builder loans are guaranteed approval loans for businesses, startups, and individuals who couldn't get funding otherwise. There's no hard inquiries. There's no minimum credit score. This is going to serve two primary purposes: clients that need to cover their refundable deposit so we can go build out the loan package and get prepared for the larger capital raise, and or those that are wanting to purchase the receivables. So what's in it for you? Well, I think this is great because now we have, I believe, a better solution than what we had before. We've been offering the 0% financing, which wasn't bad, but it had weekly payments and not everyone liked that. And so in this case now, we'll be able to go to a third-party organization, monthly payments, keep it at 0% interest, and then it has credit reporting. The credit reporting rewards them for those on-time payments, so their credit profile gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So in summary, you can feel confident in our ability to assist any client with our free funding proposal. So what does that mean? Well, the free funding proposal is our primary campaign that we're taking out to the marketplace, whether it be to individuals or even through affinity partners. The free funding proposal is a great way to introduce our offerings to the marketplace and help them find out what they qualify for initially. And then we can work with them to help them get a larger amount. So with that being said, everyone will get at least one funding proposal. Many clients get multiple, and now they'll have this as an option as well, a credit builder loan. And also, not to dismiss, you're paid, right? As a small business consultant and state directors, you're paid based upon the funding that clients receive. Well, since these are cash loans, now that generates upfront income for you as well, because you're paid the performance fee off of each. All right, so who has questions, comments, concerns about this very important topic, which is the rollout of credit builder loans? Timothy's asking, how does this change the process? Doesn't change the process. So for those of you that are small business consultants, we want to go out and create awareness and encourage people to get free funding proposals. You submit their name, email, and phone on the free funding proposal page of your free replicated website. That comes into us. We send them an Adobe one-page app so we can get them some funding offers. No hard inquiries. They can choose the offers they want. They can skip those that they don't. And then they can get that initial tranche of capital. They're all guaranteed at least one offer. And then we'll work with them to build their package out, their loan package, to be strong enough for a much larger capital raise, as we've talked about. So the process hasn't changed. The reason that we're sharing this with you is that this is an improvement, an enhancement for those clients that do not receive an initial cash funding offer, or frankly, just those that need new trade lines. I mean, these are primary trade lines that report on their credit profile. And you and I know that primary trade lines are an important element of having a strong profile. So who has questions, comments, concerns? I'll make this a bit smaller. Who has any questions, comments, concerns? Doesn't change your process. You feed the folks in for the free funding proposal. Those that don't get cash offers, instead of being offered the 0% as we've done in the past, we will soon begin offering the credit builder loan. To them, it's just simply well, they wouldn't know the difference, right? Because they probably had never heard of the 0%. So to them, it's not a pivot, but from your and my perspective, it's just better, right? Still 0% interest, so no one can complain about that. It's not a predatory lending option. At 0%, you can't beat that. Having low monthly payments is great. Again, having monthly payments versus weekly, because the in-house financing we did had weekly payments. Some people say, well, why'd you do weekly payments anyway? Well, the reason that we did that was because these are higher risk individuals. And that's typically what happens with higher risk borrowers, whether it be car loans or other, normally they have a tighter payment frequency. But through this nonprofit lender, that's not an issue anymore. They'll be able to pay low monthly payments, 0% interest. It's a cash distribution loan, which means you're going to get paid right up front. Questions, comments, concerns about this new advancement? It's a big deal to the client. To you as a small business consultant, you're probably relatively indifferent. And there's a good chance that many of your clients were getting cash funding offers, so this would be irrelevant. But for any of you that have fed clients in that didn't get cash funding offers, this is a far superior resource for the client. And then it helps us a lot because it takes it off of our plate. When we were doing the in-house 0% financing, then we were dealing with that. Now we don't have to. The micro lender will take care of that. So anyone else have questions, comments, concerns on the credit builder loans? Sarah's asking how to access. That's a fair question, but I guess it's pretty much what I've described. Clients will complete a free funding proposal and we will get them funding options, and then the credit builder loans will be offered to those that do not have any traditional cash funding offers extended to them. But I guess Sarah's point is, of our current clients, what do we do? Well, we can certainly offer the credit builder loans to our current clients as well. And we'll probably be working on that here on the last half of the month of June. But in general, no change to the process from your world, but a significant benefit, a significant improvement from the client's perspective. All right, Carrie's asking, will these be business loans or personal loans? And that's a great point. These are business loans. These are business transactions, and these are business loans. So a business loan, assuming that the client has a business. Now, if the client doesn't have a business, then of course, there's no way to do a business loan. And of course, we can help them get a business set up if they need. Any other questions, comments, concerns? You know how to contact us. You have our email and our phone. If you're a small business consultant, we ask that you schedule weekly calls with us so we can talk about strategies. We can support you. We can go through clients, make sure everyone's progressing. And frankly, you may have some clients that you fed in for a free funding proposal. Maybe they didn't get some cash funding offers, and we could look at taking this out to them. We anticipate the credit builder loan offering being live next week. I don't know if it'll be Monday of next week, but sometime next week. So we'll be able to start using this valuable new resource. It's great because these folks that are not getting cash funding offers, now they're getting cash funding offers for $2,500 or $10,000. And it's reporting on their credit positive, and that's important. These folks that are in these situations that aren't getting cash funding offers, they often need new trade lines to boost their credit score, to build their credit profile, and this will do that. All right, so Carrie's asking if these are business loans, how do they report on personal credit? Good question. So they're designed, so there'll be a business loan, but there's a personal guarantee, which is the case normally for most small business startup loans. So if that allows the lender to report it both as a positive trade line for the business and as a positive trade line on the individual's profile. So they kind of get a double benefit, reporting on the personal credit and positive reporting on the business credit. Good question, Carrie. Any other questions, comments, concerns? All right, well, let's hit it strong today. We'll see you back Monday morning. Let us know if you have any questions. Thanks.